Hi, this is Rob with Federal Finance CPE. Today, I'm going to show you how to vouch an appropriation from the Budgetary Resources section of your SBR, or Statements of Budgetary Resources, all the way back to the original public law. We're going to do this by tracing that particular budgetary resource or budgetary authority from the SBR to the SF-133 to the SF-132, and then the actual public law. So let's get started. So you'll see here, I'm showing the Selective Service System Statement of Budgetary Resources, or SBR. You'll see this top section is the Budgetary Resources section, and it shows all the available budgetary resources that the Selective Service System has for that year. So it starts off with unobligated balances brought forward from the prior year. You'll see here we had $4,669,000. Then you'll see the next part where we have the different budget authorities. You have appropriation, and this is $31,300,000. We also had spending authority from offsetting collections of $500,000. That brings us to a total budgetary resources that was available of $36,469,966. Now, if you remember from some of our earlier trainings where we talk about the various budgetary reports and statements, you'll know that the budgetary resources section is going to be the same from SBR to 133 to 132. So that means we can work ourselves backwards to find it. So let's try to find the appropriations, right? That $31,300,000. To do that, we're going to first go to the SF-133. Now, if you need a refresher on what is in an SF-133, check out our video on the SF-133s where we break down the various sections and talk how the crosswalks from the TFM work to allow you to create one. So what we're looking at here, though, is the SF-133 for the entire year of FY24. We're on the Bureau tab, and I have it filtered already for the Selective Service System. You'll be able to see here, and we're just going to go all the way down to September because we are looking at the end of the year. You're going to be able to see here the total budgetary resources available, right? In line 1910, it says $36,469,965.83. Really precise. You'll be able to see here we have our appropriation total, $31,300,000. You'll see our spending authority, all right, which is $500,000. And then up here, you'll see our unobligated balance right here, $4,669,000. Let's just go back and double check with our SBR. Yep, $4,669,966. So now you see how that agrees from SBR to 133. And that's great, but we're still not exactly close to figuring out what's the public law for that appropriation. What we're going to do is then go to the TAF's detail. That's going to go break down each individual Treasury account fund symbol. And I'm going to scroll to the top, and you can see here we have Selective Service System already filtered. So that means we're going to see every single TAFs that is either unexpired or expired or canceling, actually, too, for the Selective Service System. All right, so we'll start off at the top. You'll see here, this is actually a multi-year fund, right? It's from 2021 to 2025, it's unexpired. So we'll scroll over, or maybe I'll just unzoom so we can see it all. All right, great. So you'll see for year end, we had a unobligated balance brought forward of $2,289,606. All right, that's not telling us our appropriation because it's not there. You'll see here. So let's scroll down a little further. Okay, here's our next TAFs. It's a 2024 year, salaries and expenses. Scroll all the way over to the right, and you can see here, appropriation, line 1100, $31,300,000. I mean, that's exactly what we're looking for. Also, you'll notice here is spending authority from offsetting collections, right? $500,000. So that's giving us our budgetary resources not brought forward from the prior year of $31,800,000. Now, since I want to walk through so you can go through the whole budgetary resource sections, see where the remaining money comes from, because you'll notice our balance brought forward wasn't $2 million, right? It was 4 million. So if you continue scrolling down, you'll see a couple other TAFs right here. So this is a 23 salaries and expenses. So that's an annual fund. So this is the first year of expiration, right? That's 391,000. So that's that, unobligated balance brought forward. I'm going to show the math real quick. So let's scroll up to the very first one. We started off with that 2 million. Let's scroll down to our 23 fund. All right. Go to line 1910. I'm going to add it. So you see that brings us to 2,681,000. All right, I'll scroll down a little further. Okay, we have a 22 annual fund. So you'll see this is a trend, right? Highlight that. All right. They had $1.3 million left. So these are expired funds. So now this one was in its second year of expiration. All right, now we have our third year of expiration, the 21. Now we scroll down. Fourth year of expiration. All right, so that gives us our $4,669,965. That brings us to our unobligated balance brought forward. Now you might ask, okay, is there any other funds here? Actually, there's one more TAF that's shown, and it's from FY19. And you'll notice though, it has $0 for its total budgetary resource. And you might ask yourself, why is that? Why is it on here? Well, this fund was in its 5th year of expiration. So at year end in September, those funds are canceled. That's why none of these balances right here are shown. So that's why we had that 4,600,000. So now we know the specific TAFs that make up that balance. What I want to do then is go back to figure out what the public law was. Now to do that, I already know the appropriation is in the FY24 salaries and expenses. I'm going to look up the SF-132 for that particular fund. It's an unexpired fund, so the SF-132 is going to be available for this one for this year. Additionally, that multi-year fund is going to be available. So let's first look at the multi-year fund here. You'll see here, this is our balances brought forward, anticipated transfers. Okay, no appropriations in here. And that's what I expected. Well, you didn't see that on the 133, but I wanted to show you that. Okay, now let's look at the other one. So this is you see here, the 2024 annual fund, salaries and expenses for the Selective Service System. You'll see here, appropriation, $31,300,000. That's exactly what we're looking for. And you'll also see that $500,000. Now, we can look in the footnotes and see what it says. So the footnote for B1, and remember, if it starts with a B, that means it's related to your budgetary resources section as opposed to an A, which is going to be your status of budgetary resources. So footnote B1 says funds provided by Public Law 11847. And if it wasn't noted in the footnote there, you'll also be able to see it up at the top. Funds provided by Public Law 118-47. Okay, if you're asking yourself, how do I get there? Now, it is as simple as a Google search. I've already pulled it up, but you'll be able to see it when you look into Congress. You see, you have the actual, the bill name. This is Bill HR 2882, Further Consolidated Appropriations Act of 2024. And the actual public law, because it was passed, you see here, Public Law 11847. I already have it pulled it up, and I searched for Selective Service System. I pulled it up already. This one makes it pretty easy. The Selective Service doesn't have a lot of paragraphs in this law. So you'll see here the Selective Service System section of the law, right? And it says for necessary expenses of the Selective Service System, including expenses of attendance at meetings and of training for uniformed personnel assigned to the Selective System. And you'll see it gives you this amount, $31,300,000. There we go. That's our public law. That's our appropriation. That's our budget authority for appropriations of $31,300,000. Now, you could do this for every other type of appropriation that you have. You can do this at different agencies. Now that you've seen how to trace an appropriation from SBR through the 133, through the 132 to the actual appropriation, while this example was related to appropriation specific, if this was borrowing authority, it would let you know. If this was contract authority, it would say that. You can do this for any of the 4 types of budgetary authorities. So with that, I want to say thank you. I encourage you all, if you enjoyed this training but you would like to get CPE credit, check us out at federalfinancecpe.com, where we offer NASBA CPE that's only focused on federal accounting. Thank you.